Welcome to the Model Frontier. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you don't miss a second of any of this great content. So today we got the next pack of the Terminator build and only 8 stages in this one. So much less than what we've been doing, but just you wait till we get to the end of it because I think you're going to love how it ends. I'm so excited. I don't want to waste any of your time. I just want to get my hands into this build and get building this thing. So let's get right into it. Let's start building. So just to go over what we have done so far before we begin this next pack, we've got the left shoulder. We have the entire right arm. And of course we have the head. Now, as you might imagine, we're going to continue on building onto this stuff. So stage 33 is going to start us off with some details added to the left shoulder. The first thing we need to do, just like we've done before, is we need this sprue first. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to do a dry fit of this piece into this section. Actually, that's in there pretty good, so we're going to leave that alone. Now we're going to bring the shoulder piece over. And we want to put this just like we did on this piece. Just like we did on the other shoulder, we want this to go with, looks like the flat end facing up or facing down. So facing in this direction. So if you want to just make sure, you can look at your other shoulder and just see how it goes. It should match. So now we're going to glue that piece down. That's in. We're going to set that to the side. We're going to bring this piece over. And we've got this this joint we should be very well familiar with here. We're just going to brush some glue on. We're going to put this into position. And then we're going to bring this piece back over, and we want these two we want to pay attention to these two screw holes. Let me bring this out a little bit. And we've got a notch right there that we're going to feed that into. And then that's, of course, going to get held in place with a pair of the screws that come in this stage. Just like that. And with that, we are now done with stage 33. We do have this other metal piece that we are going to hold on to for now. So this is how we're starting stage 34. We're going to be focusing on this metal piece right here. And we've got to put some nuts up in this top section. Now what we probably want to do is let's see how these fit in there dryly. Let's see if we can get these in there dry first. Okay, so they fit in there pretty good. You don't really need to put any glue on these. What I find helps best is you kind of spear them through your tweezers, get them down in there, and then you kind of just use your fingers and, you know, gently guide your tweezers out and have it pop into place. So it first wants us to put 2 of these in. And then they want us to bring over the piece, this piece from the last stage. And we're looking at it in this direction. And they want these. How do they want these to go? Under? Ah, yes. So they want these to go under this, so you gotta kind of fit it in like a puzzle piece, like that. Once that is in, they want us to fix that in place from the other side using 2 of the longer screws in this pack, or in this stage. One of the nuts came out. That one may need to be glued in. 1 second, guys. We're going to put one of these in first, though. Nope, the nut came out. So you do want to glue these nuts in. So give me 1 second to get those nuts glued in, and then we'll screw these parts into place. Now we got those in there, we're going to screw this piece together. What we're going to want to do is start these into the nuts. And then once they're biting, we can take this and tighten them up. We're going to flip it back over here so it looks like this, and we're going to put another 2 nuts in here into these 2 sections. So we definitely do want to put some glue into those spaces. I'm not going to swamp it in glue, but I am going to put just enough there to get the nuts to stay in place. Now we'll put the nuts in while the glue is wet. Then we got this piece, which we want to bring over like this to this section. And we should match it up like that. And then that's going to get held in place with 2 of the smaller screws that come in this stage. Again, we're holding the screw, we're going to be screwing it in from the underside of this. Just like that. And with that done, that is it for stage 34. So stage 36, we're going to be doing basically the same thing we just ended the last stage with. We got another one of these pieces. We got to first put in a couple of our bolts, or, you know, our nuts. Just a little bit of super glue to hold them in place. We got the glue down. We're going to put, we can flip this over. We can put this piece on here like that. Just like we know it's going to go. And there are a couple of locating lugs on this if you ever don't trust it. Then we're holding it together with two of the screws that come in this pack. Come on, stand by. Just like that. So now we're going to be focusing in on these two sections here. And we're specifically looking at these places. We've been given two of these, and they are labeled left and right. We want to get these in just the right way. So we're looking at it. This one is labeled R. And they want us to fit it into this section here. Just like that. It does fit pretty tight. And they want us to do the same thing with the L side and fit it in over here. Should fit in just like this. So at this point, we are done with this stage. We do get this piece here, but we are not using this at this time. So this is stage 36, and we're going to begin by using that piece that we had at the end of last stage. The first thing we gotta do is we gotta put two nuts into the top two bars on this one. Go. Now we're basically going to be doing almost the opposite of what we did, the counterpoint to what we did before. So we've got this section here, which needs to go over that. And it is going to be held in place, just like before, with a pair of the longer screws that actually come in this pack. Did I say pack? I meant stage. Just like that. Now we want to take this piece here, and they want us to put a covering over this. Now it is not directional. We do get 2 of them in this, but it's not directional on this one. So this one doesn't have a certain direction it's got to go in. Once that's in place, we're going to be looking at we're looking at it this way, we're going to be looking at these 2 recesses here, which means another 2 nuts need to go in. Just like that. Now we're going to take this part here, and it looks like they want us to align it here like this. So there are a pair, if we look at it here on this side, there are a pair of locating lugs. You're going to align those lugs with these holes here. And then you're going to hold those in place with a pair of the shorter screws that come in this stage. Just like that. With that part done, that is it for this stage. So at stage 38, we're going to start building this area of the skeleton. So we first want to take, we have a ball joint here. We want the one without the hole first. And that's going to go right into here like this. And then we're going to take the one with the hole and naturally join those together, fuse them together here. Just like that. Those are going to get held together with one of the screws that come in this stage. One of the fat screws, I should say, that come in this stage. Just like that. Now we're going to set that aside. The first thing we're going to do is we have this piece, which, as I'm sure you can guess, is the opposite of what we did at the end of last stage. So we start by putting that piece in there. We're going to bring back over this section. And we need to put another 2 bolts, or 2 nuts, right in here. Then we're going to flip it over, of course. We're going to put this piece in just like we did on the other side. It should fit within the lugs. Hold it together with 2 of the other screws that come in this pack or in this stage. Just like that. And with that done, we are now done with stage 37. Here we are with this stage of the build, stage 38, And we're going to start off by building another one of these. So once again, take the end that doesn't have a hole in it and put it through the hole here. We'll take the end that does have the hole, we'll put it through here to bring them together. And then we hold it in place with a fat screw. You can use either the one you had left over from last stage, or you can bust open a new bag. That's up to you though. Just like that. Now we're going to put that aside because we want to bring over this piece that we've been working on. We're focusing on this top point. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this cylindrical piece here into that section there, like that. And then that's going to get held in place from the other side with one of the screws that come in this stage. Hang on, stand by, I'm going to get that in. It should look just like that. And with that and this done, we are done with stage 38. Now here we are with stage 39, and I'm going to tell you honestly, this stage here may be perhaps the most important, one of the most important stages of the entire build, because this little piece that you see here, this is basically what the entire upper body of the Terminator is going to be held on by. So we got to make sure we get this in right. The first thing we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to put in a couple of these pieces, which we should be old hat at. Next, we're going to flip this over so it's like this. And into each of these, you first want us to drop in one of these pieces. Just drop it right in there. Make sure it flattens out though. And then we've got these nuts, which have a circular part up top, which should come up like this. So this should be facing out like that. So I'm going to glue these. I'm going to get the glue in to glue these in place. Just like that. So the next thing they want us to do is take the other one of these little washer things, and they want us to put it on these long screws. They want you to do that for 2 of them. I'm only doing it for 1 because next we're bringing over the right arm assembly here, and they want us to drop this through it like this, and then we're going to take this piece and we're looking at it this way. There's a little raised section here that we want facing us, and that's got to get put into place. That's got to get screwed in. So I'm going to lay this down like this, I think. And then we're going to bring this up into here. Find the bolt and screw that into place. Once we got that in as tight as we can, we're going to grab our other shoulder joint. Luckily, this doesn't have an arm attached to it. And do the same thing. Just like that. And again, make sure those are very tight, because again, this is the section that is the one piece that is going to hold the entire upper body of your Terminator in place. If that is weak, you're going to have problems later on. So once you're satisfied you got that as tight as you can, that is it for this stage. Now for the final stage of this pack, we want this section here, along with these two bolts we're going to put into place right in here. We're going to do this just like we did with that first one, using the fatter screws that come with this this stage of the build. Just like that. Now with that done, we're going to flip it over like this, and then we've got to fit 4 nuts into these recesses. We should be getting to be pretty good at that by now. Just like that. Now we need this part here. We're going to be looking at it from this side, and it's going to go in like this. So there's a cut. So these are 2 locating lugs that are going to match up with the holes here, like this. And that's going to get held in with 4 of the screws that we get in this pack from the back side, or from the other side. No, it'll be held in in this side. It'll be held in on this side. Just like that. Now next, we've got these 2 brackets here that don't screw in at all. These just kind of sit in here like this. Then we've got one of these, which we're going to slip in right here. And now we're taking the whole shoulder assembly we've done. So this whole piece here. And it's going to slide in with this piece here going right in through this section here. Just like that. It should look just like this now. Next, we're going to take our 2 ball joints that we made here, and we're going to set them kind of loosely into this section here like this. Now with those in, we're going to take the head, we're going to slip it, the neck, right in there like that. Now we might want to take this section to cover this up. be like that for us. Because as you might have imagined, we're going to take this section of the thoracic vertebra and we're going to put it all together here. So this is going to be a tricky thing to get in. Maybe this should go in here first. Next, we gotta turn this whole assembly on its face. So very carefully, we're gonna turn this over. Wait, no, we're not. Scratch that. We're not turning this over. Instead, we're going to screw screws here, here, and here. And these are going to be the fat screws that come with this stage. Just like that. And last thing we gotta do is at the bottom here, we're gonna have to put two of the thinner screws from this pack into these two holes here to hold that in place. And there we go. Now that's all there is to do in this stage. That is all there is to do in this pack. They don't actually tell you to tighten these up at all. It's not that I see. Yeah, they don't tell you to tighten that up at all. So that's it for this stage. That's it for this pack. Let me turn this around. And let's take a look at what we've got done now. Yep, take a good look at that. So while there wasn't a ton of steps in a lot of these this pack, you can't deny the results are quite impressive, and this model is really starting to come along fast. That is all there is to do now. Hope you enjoyed this, because I sure did. So there you are, guys, and this is one of my favorite stages. One of my favorite parts of these Partworks models is when you get all these parts that you've been building for the last few months, and they finally all come together into one thing. So now instead of having a head here, an arm there, a torso here, we've just got one piece of the model that we're building now. So now we're going to continue building onto this thing, and I just can't wait to see where it goes from here. Where does it go? We'll find out next time on the Model Frontier.